I'm going to go on to the next exercise, and if you did the previous exercise, this one just has one, I won't say minor change, but one change. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to post in the, I'm going to copy the code from the last exercise. I changed the name a little bit. It's a constant. It is a double data type, which means it can accept fractional values or 2.54. Put this one in capital letters, this variable name in capital letters, because it is a constant. And then on the same line, I needed to assign what the constant value is going to be. Okay, next line. It's also a double data type because it will accept fractional values, and it's in inches. But here's something that's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to accept from the keyboard, which is read a line in from the keyboard, convert it into a double data type. So these are doubles, this is double, inches is a double data type. So read it in from the keyboard. When it comes in, it's a string data type, which are characters and numbers, but string data type is different from a number data type. So when I read it in from when the user types in the value, convert that into a double data type, or in other words, convert whatever was typed in into a number, a double data type number, and store it into inches. Okay, and now I can go back to what I had before, which is replace this with this first variable name and replace this one with this second variable, but this second variable is really a mathematical calculation, multiplying inches times centimeters. Okay, so this is what it's going to output to the screen. So let's see if that works. So I'm going to run this. When I run this, it creates this variable. Whoops. Error, expected symbol, or expecting, really. And this is on line 9. And character 89. All right. Well, it's hard for me to see in this little mini editor. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to put this into my program here and see what errors I get. Okay, so, oh, I'm missing a parentheses. Easy to see it there. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and run this. Debug, start debugging. And when I do, it builds, and when it runs, the console window pops up, but there's nothing there except for a flashing cursor. Let me see if I can see. There's that little flashing underscore. So what it is that, can we see this? So it's done all these first two lines. It created this double called centimeters per inch, it made it a constant, and we assign this value. It created in the computer's memory a location called inches, and now we're going to store into inches whatever we read in from the console line. So we're right here where it says read line. We're right here where it says read line, and it's waiting for us to type in a value. So when I type in a value, say 3.0, it's going to convert that and then output this right line. But it's going to flash on the screen a bit. Okay, so when I do that, it flashed on the screen and left. What I needed to do was debug, start without debugging. Okay, so 2.54. Now, I want to put in 3.0, or I could just put in 3. And there it is. 3 inches is 7.62 centimeters. Okay, I can run this again, debug, start without debugging, and put in 6 this time. And I get a different value. Okay, so I'm reading in from the keyboard. There's one thing that's I should do, which it would make it a little bit easier. I'm going to put in a write statement here, and I'll show you why. And not a write line, but a write statement. So it's going to write out, enter a value in inches, and put a colon there, then there's a blank space, and then it goes to the read line. So debug, start without debugging, and now when it pops up, it's a little more descriptive because it says enter a value in inches. So now I know what it's waiting for. So now I can type in 3.33 if I want. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to paste that in and try that out and see if that works. So I'm going to copy this, Control C, and put this back in here. And now I'm going to run this again and see if I get an error message. And okay. So on line 9 and 22, somewhere around there, the name convert does not exist in the current context. Compilation failed. Okay. Okay, it didn't like this because it's in the system namespace and I don't have a using statement. It just says system. So now let's try it again with that. So this convert is in the system namespace. So when I run that, now it likes that. Okay. Okay. So enter a value in inches, 3.0 or 3, either way. And 3 is 7.62. Okay. So let's go ahead and try this and run this and run my checks and see if that works okay. And 100%. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that.